cannot lock on target.
Keep trying. I know there's something out there, and I want to know what it is. I thought he was on our side.
Oh, you never know which way this patty's gonna flip. This is for getting me out in the cold and freezing my nuggets off. Okay, people, today let's take a quick look at the Hasbro G.I.Joe Classified Series Cobra Snow Serpent. And I don't know if I've mentioned this before, I know it is a closely guarded secret, but I didn't do a lot of G.I. Joe when I was a kid, at least when it came to the toys. At my house, it was Star Wars, of course, Masters of the Universe, and Transformers for the most part. I did have a few G.I. Joes though. I think there was Destro. He got buried in the backyard somewhere. I want to say there was a Snake Eyes version 4, I think, with the blades coming across the chest. There was the space guy. I've looked this up before, but I can't remember the name. Blue armor, black bodysuit, red on it, had a jetpack with wings that looked kind of astronaut-y, and then he had a helmet with a blast shield that came down over it. There was Night Creeper, which is one of my favorites. That's still high on my classified want list. But my main guy was Snow Serpent for some reason. I don't even remember why. I just remember loving the hell out of this figure back in the day. Maybe that's where I get my love of snow-themed characters from.
You mean I wasn't your first?
So to say that this warmed my heart when they announced it, that's an understatement. This is so near and dear. I am so happy to have this, and I haven't even opened it yet. I've only seen pictures. Let's get to that. Looking at the package, here's a pretty promotional shot. Got Snow Job way there in the background. Got all the accessories that's included. Some nice artwork. G.I. Joe, Cobra Snow Serpent logos. There is that artwork again, and if you go way down here, there's his new style bio. On the back, another accessory rundown. My favorite promo shots, just showing it straight on from the side close up. The greatest hits. There's his bio again. Tiny, small, way down there. Warning, small parts. Don't put the toys in your mouth. Stop it. On the other side, there's that artwork again. On top, G.I. Joe logo. On bottom, some legalese barcode. Let's get this open. First we crack the shell, then we crack the nuts inside. Wrong franchise, huh? I kind of like this. There's the figure, not in an action pose. It's not going to be bent out of shape anyway. And then all the accessories are hidden away in here in their own little flavor packets. Oh, this was already open. Little tiny pieces. That was on me though. I went shaking like a fool. With this, I can put the accessories that I don't use on the figure in the display back in here. Put it on a shelf or away somewhere. And if I want to find his accessories again, Snow Serpent. If you want a little coffin with the artwork, there you go. And look at this absolute badass here. I had high expectations because of the nearness and dearness, and it doesn't disappoint. A lot of the body is reused from Snow Job, who I opened up just now to do this comparison. It's making me open more toys. I don't even mind because look at this. He's a badass too. Here's my review. Badass. The torso is the same, but the overlays change it up so much that you don't even realize it until you start nitpicking looking close that there's a pocket right there, there's that pocket, there's some design work, that's the same thing right there. The shoulders have been replaced, but then the biceps and the upper lower arm are the same, and I guess that's the reason for the cut right here. That's to change it over to the fur covering on the Snow Serpent. Different crotch pieces. Snow Job doesn't have that extra piece of armor because Snow Job. But then from there down, it's the same legs. Pockets on the front, bagginess down at the bottom, short boots. I do notice that the bright white of Snow Job doesn't quite translate over to the Snow Serpent. It is a super light gray. Well, I guess the fur pieces are a little brighter, whiter, but it's a nice contrast. That works into Snow Job's light gray parts on the jacket and down on the pockets. That's interesting. The add-on fur parts on the Snow Serpent do a good job of bulking him up. Not to say Snow Job isn't bulky, but as you can see, it gets a bit more broad on the Serpent. And that's just because of this very nice fur sculpt swooping out here, adding more to the lower arms, just going all the way around, coming up, and then the collar piece coming around to the back. And I guess the bagginess down on the lower leg has the same effect, which again, we do see on Snow Job, but here, look at this. he comes running at you, you're getting out of the way. Like I said, he's got some kind of crotch guard coming down on this strap, and then this on the front. Oh, is that a parachute? Nicely sculpted straps. I do love a painted buckle. Coming around to the back, have adjustments and more strap. Lots of pockets, you know, just in case you're in the middle of an avalanche and you need toothpicks or a snack, batteries or something. Oh, we got them out here on the biceps. Wallet and receipts. The goggles, the face mask, the helmet is just so beautifully sculpted. The gold or copper and the silver kind of throws me off, but that's because my only reference to this character is the vintage figure, and that was all blacked out. But I do like the added colors here for a commander type. Then there's some gray out here on the earpieces. Got a Cobra logo on the left arm, and then this on the right. Oh, and that's a zipper, isn't it? Painted blue on both sides. So important documents get stuffed behind there. Maps. It just looks good from head to toe. I don't know who came first, Snow Job or Snow Serpent, but I'm going to say this looks beautiful on this body. Just like it works beautifully for Snow Job. They both look fantastic. I mean, winter gear. So what if some of it matches between the two characters? It's different enough to be individual. Hey, feller, Pete's just wanting a hug. Now, I haven't had a chance to open a lot of Joes lately, so this may be old news to some, but for me, this new shoulder setup is brand new. All the Joes I have are forward and back butterflies with a hinge on the outside. Now this seems to be a dumbbell joint with a cover in there. So there's still a little forward and back, but there's also up and down shift. Well, all around really. And there's still a hinge there, so it comes up, but I'm not sure how much I like this. It may give you some back for some running or some punching, but forward to help hold the weapons, it doesn't really cross in front of his body. Also, the crotch cover, I get it. It needs to be thick and bulky to match the rest of the body, but it does kind of get in the way of leg articulation. You go to bring the leg up and it swings out a bit. It is a soft covering, so you can force it forward, but it's just gonna spring back out. It looks damn good though. It doesn't break the silhouette, so I can't complain too much. While we're on articulation, there is a dumbbell joint at the top of the neck with a ball down at the bottom. This allows for up and down, tilt and tilt. Looking out for, well, I guess Snow Job's the only winter top Joe, huh? Like I mentioned, dumbbell at the shoulder gives you a little front and back, up and down, diagonal, around. That also lets the arm swing around with a hinge on the end of that, comes up to there. Swivel at the bicep, double elbow, oh, all the way, even with the fur trimmings. Swivel at the wrist with a hinge up and down, ooh, weapon holding hand. The left is vertical too. There's a dumbbell or a ball joint mid-torso, and then a ball at the waist. This flexes out of the way a bit, so it does crunch, it arcs back, there's some tilt, swivels. Drop down at the hip with a ball going out to the leg, swings forward, swings back, swings out. I didn't expect this from a baggy pantsed guy, but there we go. Swivel at the thigh. Double knee. Let's see what this does. I haven't done this either. You know what? That's what I expected with baggy pants. Still way past 90 though. There is a swivel where the boot meets the pants. Hinge at the ankle, swings back, goes forward. Front facing pin for rocker. This is a deluxe because of the accessories, and there's a lot of them. First off, there are these two pistols. Hand is a little bit stiff, but the old push and twist puts the gun in there. Or you can hide them away in the holsters down on the hips. Then there's this gun. I'm not quite sure of names or anything, but this feels G.I. Joe-y, you know, even vintage G.I. Joe-y. And you can load it up while you cringe away at me saying G.I. Joe-y. The grip on this one is a little more narrow, so it goes into the hand much better than the pistols. There's also this gun that just guns the hell out of stuff. You can also load that up. I feel like it should be a little bit bigger, maybe. And less rubbery. It's just bubble gummy. Have this rocket launcher that I do believe came with bazooka. I may have to dig him out later, but some assembly required. This has a peg that plugs right here, and then that allows that end to open up and I guess load. Because it does come with 4 rockets. Okay, I gotta dig out bazooka. Yes, same rockets. Same rocket launcher. And surprisingly, same backpack. The big old pouch is painted gray on this one though, and there's a little pouch on the side, and another pouch on the other side, and places to put the rockets away. 2, 3. 4 we're gonna try in here, and Oh, it does stay. It's frustrating as all hell to try to get him up into a rocket launching pose, though, because he's bulky. Oh, I guess the fur gets in the way, too, huh? That's not too bad, though. You're good to go. And it doesn't slide all the way through because there's a piece inside there. Finally, as far as weapons go, there is this knife that I feel like we've seen before. It's pretty basic. Got a handle, like most knives do, and then a blade. Again, like most knives do. Stretch his hand out enough, should go right in there. It is odd to not have a place to put the knife. You would think there would be a sheath or a slot or something somewhere because it's G.I. Joe, but nope. Maybe you can power sort it? That's bending it in half. It'd be awesome if there was a slot right here somewhere where it would go down behind the fur. Oh, Lion-O it. So many 80s references all of a sudden. But if you fire a rocket on a snow-capped mountain, you're gonna need a quick getaway. So here's a snowboard. That's pretty tight. Way tighter than I thought it'd be. These are attached to the board, if not part of the board, so these do not move. And I feel like they should add a little dynamics to the posing. But then you got your Cobra logo and some digital camo. I think that's what that's called. And then this logo again. Am I holding it upside down? I knew that. I knew that. But if he's wanting to get around in the snow slower, there's also these snowshoes. After all the reuse on this figure, you would think that these would be reused too, but they had to modify the holding pegs. So they added this corner and then this extra hole. We'll get to that. Hold on. They are marked. I don't know if you can see it, but that says R1 right there. And then there is an L2. There's not a wrong way to do it, but you just slip the toe in and there's a foot peg right there. They look good. They're snowy. It goes with the whole theme, but what I like about them the most, boom, don't have to worry about him falling over. I mean, he stands good enough anyway, but these are just extra layer of stability. Then there is a pair of goggles, which throws back to the vintage figure because, if I'm not mistaken, it was like this, which doesn't make a lot of sense because he's already wearing goggles. Maybe these are tinted? Well, those are tinted too. They're both... Why does he need the extra pair of goggles? Cobra is just super protective when it comes to eye care. I'm gonna leave it down like this. 1, he's gonna be the commander of my snow serpents, and 2, he's got this pelt to put over. Nice gray fur sculpt with a darker paint streak coming down the middle. The teeth, the gums, the nose, the eyes all punched in nicely. And then the cape cloak type thing with a peg on the inside and another peg hole on the back. It also has some fades from light gray to darker gray. Well, it's easier to see back here. See how it goes darker as it goes up? You gotta kind of spread the sides of the cape out a bit in order to get the headdress down in the middle of it. That makes it a nice transition from head to back, sculpt-wise, not so much color-wise it looks like. It adds even more bulk to an already bulky character. Again, he comes running at you like this, and you're just scared. This is just a no-nonsense bastard.
I've been out in the tundra for a while. Why?
The backpack goes in there. Like I said, they added extra holes, I guess, to fit onto Bazooka's hooks on the bottom. Can the Bazooka go on top of that? Oh my god, it can. Holy shit. There is everything that comes in the package on the figure. If you displayed it like this, that would be everything except for this knife. I'll find a place to put it. How about there? No, that looks terrible. Done. Haha, there you go. Everything on the figure.
Well, I wonder why that nice gentleman gave me this fancy new hat. Can I help you?
The Snow Serpent stands at about 6 1/4 inches tall and looks amazing next to other snow-themed characters like Snow Job and the Arctic Bat. No, I never reviewed the Arctic Bat either. I opened him up about 10 minutes ago. Quick review. Pretty badass.
Chainsaw arm.
Still formidable next to the main Joes like Commando, Snake Eyes, and Roadblock. Not shabby next to your specialist Cobra either, like Crocmaster and Zartan.
So, you play in the snow, eh?
Really fits in with other Cobra troopers while standing out. Or maybe that's just me being biased because I have so much love for this design. So at the end of the day,
Oh, I'm so super happy.
it's the Snow Serpent. I knew from the beginning that I was gonna love it, and while it has its downfalls, that's only because I didn't have this foot all the way down. It does have its downfalls. Its bulkiness works against it. It's not the most agile of figures, but because of the heavy winter gear, I guess that's justified. But then there's the weapons, and I mentioned the gumminess, but the more I messed with them, they are really, really soft. And when you have tight hands, it just makes things difficult. Still though, there is a lot to work with. It comes with a lot of stuff, but I think this is the configuration I'm going with for this figure. I know it's not the most dynamic, but with the pelt on and everything, this makes me feel he's kind of the leader, kind of the commander. So he's gonna stand back, give orders, send other Serpents out. And originally I thought I was gonna have to army build this, the deluxe figure, and have a bunch of extra weapons around, which I guess if you are doing that, you have several different Snow Serpents, you can load them out different ways. But Hasbro's already announced a retro release for the Snow Serpent. So it's gonna be stripped down, it's gonna be changed a little bit, probably painted to look more like the vintage figure, which is really just some brighter blues. Oh, and taking out the copper and the color around the goggles. Black out that whole faceplate, and whew, I'm gonna buy a few of them. And all of those can be flanking this guy. Basically, I love the Snow Serpent. I think I will get another deluxe though, because the headdress, the wolf head, I think I need another one of those to make Marvel's Red Wolf. That's a whole nother video though.